So now perhaps would be a good time to talk about the two racers competing in what I think is the last match of the night. Yeah, the last scheduled match. We got Zerfall versus Ch0senLast. Zerfall is competing for the first time in Mystery Tournament, and Ch0senLast is returning from Mystery Tournament 16 and went 0-2 like most people do when they join their first Mystery Tournament. So it's a pretty big pretty big toss up as to who's going to take this one.
Yeah, new participants, so it should be an interesting race to say the least. Well, newer, I guess, would be the more appropriate way to say that.
Mm-hmm. And then when we don't have much history to go off of, there's names and display picks really is what we have to decide how we feel, who we want to root for. And the Z is very simple and very iconic, but I don't know. You show me a rainbow unicorn, I'm usually on board.
I'm pretty on board with the Rainbow Unicorn too, I'm not gonna lie. Not that I'm taking sides, just that it's a Rainbow Unicorn.
Let me maximize this to read this flavor text. Ch0senLast did not fill out their flavor text, but has a VIC 20 and a C64 hanging on his wall, ready to boot up at a moment's notice. I'm familiar with Commodore 64. I'm not sure I know what a VIC 20 is.
Same. I shouldn't comment on this. I know what a VIC 20 is, but I've never owned one or anything.
It's the same sort of home
like command line
sort of.
Yeah, like DOS type of thing. Okay, so in hopefully not too long, this race should be starting. Both of the racers are in hex chat. The game has yet to be revealed, but that should be happening momentarily as well.
Ooh, I know this game. That hasn't happened very much. We've had a lot of games from previous mystery tournaments, like more than the past 3 or whatever, which is the ones I'm more familiar with. And I haven't tested very many, so pretty much everything that's in the pool is something I haven't tested. So I've been pleasantly surprised, basically, by all of the games that get pulled. Ooh, what's this? Finally, there's one that I'm pretty familiar with. If it is indeed the game that is selected. Ooh, I know Doom music when I hear it. That just lit up some pathways in my brain as soon as it started. Oh, yes. Neither player has played this game before. Whoa. The guitar is getting pretty noodly on this track.
This game is actually a hard game to find, but you can sure that it's going to be on my Google Drive because I actually lost access to it, so I can't even delete the game. It's just going to sit there forever.
It should sit somewhere forever. Preferably in a place where people can get at it. As Zerfall owning a VIC-20 and a C64 probably pretty big on video game preservation. Right, if I remember right, I had an okay testing time for this game too.
I have no idea what this game is, so I'm in for a treat, it sounds like.
Oh, this was submitted by FFAO once upon a time.
I think this was my very first MT submission. Like, I just wanted, what kind of game would be funky enough and weird enough that they would like it, and then this game immediately came to mind.
Yeah. I think this one is perfect for Mystery Tournament. For the it hits that weird and new factor. Anything that isn't standard platformer, standard, block pusher, puzzle game or whatever, right? Anything that is going to put the players off balance a little bit, I think is really good. And what I really like about this game is there's a ton of little ways to go faster that a good player is going to be able to pick up on and utilize. Maurice reporting he has followed the instructions and has not got to the right place in the paste bin. It's a Japanese game, so not so easy for non-Japanese speakers to navigate. So the paste bin's like, all right, this option, that option. I can see an Ataku attack. I am Otaku. I don't know what Shirakape? That can't be right. Oh, Shirakabe. Oh. I still don't know what it is, but that sounds more like an actual word. But it's something. Just to give an idea of how weird this game is, I'll tell you the controls. You use the D-pad to steer.
Ooh.
X is run. Square is jump.
uh.
Square and down is slide. Circle is dash. L1 and R1 will extend your left arm and your right arm.
I think the thing I take most issue with is square being jump and not X.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's kind of disgusting, honestly.
Well, you do more running than jumping in this game.
All right.
Shirakabe is white wall or whitewashed wall. I see the Shiro is white, I know. I wonder if that's in there. Owned noob, you're missing out. This is a really good one. I saw some of the the weird control scheme and some of the Japanese menus and went, nah, maybe not, but this is a really good one. I'm seeing a lot of readies in the race chat.
Maurice is not ready, I think.
I don't know where Maurice is in these menus.
He doesn't either.
I see Zerfall is ready, but Ch0senLast is not, so he's got a little bit of time, I guess, still to figure it out. If you set stream on SRL, that's what causes the link to your Twitch to appear in your profile, maybe? Because I don't see it for either player. Ch0senLast is still wrestling with the menu boss.
Very well might be.
The weird part is that we used this game before, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't updated because it's a PlayStation game. Yeah.
Right. We used this actually as one of our sort of get yourself blind racing race games. We had we were welcoming new players in, race some fun stuff, and we handpicked this out as like, this is a really fun game. It won't be too hard and people won't get too stuck and they'll really get a taste for it, and this is a good perfect example of what we have to offer here. So we specifically gave this to a bunch of new players, and everyone was able to get set up.
Disabled the memory card, so he didn't have a save loaded.
It's separate on the website? Okay.
see something on Ch0senLast stream finally?
Yeah. I guess I only need one of these racers to get the audio. So now I've got that. I think I'm seeing them on the menu where they need to be, so I think we're pretty close to starting our last match of the night.
I believe we can reveal the game now then. The game is... Oh, prepare your stream. That is the game.
That is the game.
At the bottom, you can see it's Genkisou Tomarunner. This is, I guess I would call this a racing game. And they're going to be going through all of the courses in time trial mode. But so you're a racing game, but you're like just a guy running around, basically.
It's a racing game, but you're just like a guy.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
it's
incredible.
kind of like a parkour game in a lot of ways. You'll see there are all these like color-coded objects that you can interact with, reach out and grab with your hand and take corners faster or bounce off of walls.
Ch0senLast change the cropping on the stream, so fixing that. And it should be good to go.
Okay, the race is about to begin. Let's see it. I'm very curious.
It is a racing game, but it's a weird racing game. We'll see. Oh, Ch0senLast changing the cropping again.
Well, the race has started, in theory. But,
Any moment now.
anytime they want to, select the... There we go. Wait a second. I think I've seen this before.
Yeah, well, we did have it on one of our showcases, as well as a couple mystery tournament matches.
Okay, yeah, I've definitely seen this before.
So like you can like slap this yellow thing as you go by, and that will give you the boost.
Oh. Ch0senLast having a couple of issues, I think. Or
You've
just
got-
not.
I mean, yeah, it's a little weird, right? Like it's separate shoulder buttons to slap right and left, basically. And there will be like a pole above you that you need to do both to raise both hands and grab it, sort of thing.
Gosh.
And the speed boost is fast, and the camera will like take a minute to round the corner. So sometimes you got to react really quickly.
Ch0senLast just like
Oh.
some bird.
This is like a different character. I think the Paceman probably says you should play as Jam. I don't know what the difference would be.
I also don't know.
Honestly, I don't know either, but it was just like, let's have everyone play with the same character. Just in
Yeah.
case.
Well, I guess it doesn't actually. Oh no. Yeah. Default character. It says. Okay. Well, hopefully this doesn't ruin everything. I don't know. It should be fine, probably.
Oh, looks like Ch0senLast figured out you can stick out arms. Or, in this case, some kind of robotic appendage.
Stick with Jam. That is what I said, isn't it? Well, it's out there now. So, Zerfall does have a lead. Most of this is due to like either stream delay or something. Look at this, slapping these things to like rise upwards.
My gosh.
So I think Ch0senLast is not as far behind as they appear. Ooh, Zerfall missed the rod on the way down, and so face planted into this slope.
Where's the US like localization of this game? Because I kind of need it. This looks like a blast.
This doesn't look like the kind of game that gets US localization.
No, but it still looks fun.
What is this sound?
Gosh.
I don't know whose audio we have, but Ch0senLast audio, when he selects this guy, he goes like chicka-chi-chi.
Oh, that's great.
Okay. Oh, it's Zerfall went for the inside rod. Oh,
Ooh.
Grabs this on the way down. Nice.
And then hits a wall.
Yeah.
I'm just in awe of this game right now. This is great.
Oh, missed the...
that was so good.
It's tough, right? Like, I think it's kind of nonsense that your first time through to like get a read on what the hell is happening, but like second and third laps, you can start to get a feel for what is kind of expected of you.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised because this is the second course that at least, well, yeah, both of them are on it. And it seems like there's a lot of like alternative paths that you can take.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Zerfall slipped, but didn't faceplant this time. Ran over what looked like a button on the floor, but I don't know if he hit it or if it does anything or what. I did see Zerfall backwards for a little bit, spinning through the air, hitting the yellow corner thing
Oh, man.
mid-spin. So Ch0senLast starting... I would have thought that was the start of the third lap, but it says lap 2, so 2 laps behind. Handled that section pretty good, just with a jump. Didn't grab any rods or do anything special, but stayed upright.
Yeah, Zerfall seems to be getting a hang of the mechanics pretty well here, actually.
Going by the speedruns, the characters do have differences.
Yeah, Zerfall's just kind of, well, as soon as I start speaking, he runs into a wall, but doing pretty well on this course, it looks like. We see ice for the first time. If the pace spin is to be believed, there's something you have to do to not slip on ice. And I believe that's slide.
Yeah, that's with a down jump input.
Down square, yeah. Which should definitely be down X.
Well, X is like hold forwards. It's like the gas button, essentially.
Oh, okay. That makes way more sense.
Yeah.
I guess I assumed it was more like an auto runner.
That's a pretty safe assumption. Just turns out to be incorrect.
Yeah, fair enough.
This chicken bird is screaming, and I don't if it's like just the raw emotion of finishing the race. I'm seeing a lot of these turns where there is a wall you can slap on the outside corner and a pole you can hug on the inside corner. And I gotta think the inside's gonna be faster, but it like you have less time to react as well.
Well, and it appears the bouncing pads give some kind of a boost.
Yeah, they both do.
Oh, they both do. Okay.
Zerfall taking the top path.
Oh, and Ch0senLast switch to jam.
Okay, that's good.
I don't think Ch0senLast has quite figured out the yellow pads yet.
Yeah,
Oh, maybe
well,
maybe they have.
that was unclear. I didn't see the hand come out, but it looked like they came out of the corner with speed.
And had a pan dropped on their head.
You can also vault over those jump horses if you extend both arms, which is something I think none of them figured out.
I'm not sure I figured that out.
You know what this kind of reminds me of, like just in how kind of obscure and ridiculous it is kind of like Snowboard Kids for the N64.
And the way it looks, definitely the whole
Mhm.
the colors and the character design and stuff.
Yeah, it's a very colorful racing game.
Yeah, these people. Jam don't care.
Jam don't care.
Oh, left or right.
Whoa, this looks like a tough course actually, because
You can like jump and grab this pole in midair. Yeah, there we go.
It's very tight confines. I assume this is in some suburb of Tokyo, or supposed to be.
Well, some crazy stuff happened in Zerfall. I don't know what that was. It is swimming in the public bath. It is climbing up over the wall, which is probably something you should never do at a public bath.
Casual Saturday morning for me. I don't know what you're talking about. You also probably shouldn't just run over people just like going about their business.
Zerfall grabbed this pole, but it didn't really go anywhere.
Yeah, he just kind of jumped up.
You can go through that glass window and then it's a shortcut.
Okay.
This level is kind of hard in the campaign mode because you really need to use the shortcuts or the computer would beat you.
Yeah, so is the campaign just like a one-on-one, or is it like a 1v8?
It's a one-on-one.
Okay. Because I could imagine this getting incredibly hectic if there were more than 2 people racing at any given time.
Strong finish from Ch0senLast through the final few turns, but is 2 full laps behind Zerfall at this point.
Keep in mind too, though, there was that strange maybe stream delay at the start of the stream. There was probably a solid 10-15 seconds.
That's the second time I've seen Zerfall be backwards, careening at pretty high speeds. Something, I don't know if it's like just a glitch or a move you can do. The pole and mat combination on these corners is so funny because you need to make a decision which one you're going to do. And I've seen the players sometimes not make up their mind and stick out the wrong hand on one and then the other hand, which is also the wrong hand for the other one.
I mean, it's definitely a very fast-paced game, like quick reaction time, quick input.
Totally.
Especially on the first lap when you don't know the course and it's pure reaction.
So we're going to get a look at the next course from Zerfall.
Yeah, Ch0senLast seems to not quite understand the bouncing pads. You see them run into them, but never stick out their arm to get the boost.
I saw the arms come out on a couple things, and it just was mistimed. Generally, is pressing the button but not holding it into whatever object it is, so the hand is coming in before it reaches the pole or whatever.
The Naruto run is very important to give you extra speed.
These what do you call them? The ledges seem very interesting to me. It seems like sometimes they just hop right over it. So I'm wondering what like the input is to get over those fast, because it seems like if you do it wrong, you kind of have to pull yourself up, which is slower.
Yeah, I think a jump input gets you up cleanly, but then as FFAO said, there's a vault with a double arm input.
Okay. Zerfall testing if jumping out of the water would be faster. It was not.
Whoa, whatever that was is faster.
Yeah, a lot faster.
Just powering through that corner in the water. So Ch0senLast went right on the first lap, then left on the second, and then right again on the third.
Seems like, at least on that course, there wasn't too much of a difference.
Yeah, if there was a big difference, this would be kind of a problem, I think, for a blind race, because you just kind of don't know. But it's been found, I think, to mostly be marginal one way or the other, enough that we're perfectly happy to have this in.
Okay, getting one more lap out of Zerfall here.
Ooh, jumps and hits the yellow sign for a boost way into the water.
Oh, interesting. The waves seem to give him a boost as well.
Yeah. I would not have thought of that in like a million years.
You punch the water? Is that something you can do?
As one does, right?
Like, I could kind of see you're pushing off of this yellow thing on the wall for speed. So there's some poles that you can jump and grab here. But, like, I don't know. It's... What's going to happen? Zerfall doesn't want to find out. That's this level completed. Ch0senLast is sort of rounding out the first lap. I guess it makes sense that there would be something to do on this long beach section, that you wouldn't just be running.
And that was a quick wall climb by Ch0senLast there.
This is a real level, because if you just fall and... Oh
no.
Notice he needed to grab the thing on the way down.
What? Is just let off the run button entirely for a little bit there. Oh no. Missed everything.
I see, and then that loses quite a bit of time. I see what you're saying. Oh, this is rough.
I think there's a timing element with letting go of bars when you're swinging around on them to get the angle you need.
Climbing on walls is really slow, so if you have a boost saved, you probably want to use it for that.
Yeah, I think that's what Zerfall did. Well, grab something. Where are we going? Oh, that is not ideal.
Yeah, Zerfall can't seem to grasp the, I guess, when to let go of the horizontal poles.
I mean, I don't really know either.
Yeah, I don't either, so...
Ch0senLast. Opportunity to grab some of these poles is just going to take the shortest path through the beach. This is all still the first lap for Zerfall? Okay. Trips and falls, grabs this pole, and the slap on the way down, too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's starting to really get the hang of things.
Yeah.
Well, okay. You gotta... It's tough. Those bars are way down there. Like, you don't know where you need to jump, really.
Not only that, it's a pretty blind jump, too, it seems. Yeah. You're just kind of falling 1 second. You're not sure when to grab.
There is a yellow mat in front, and if you can hit that, it throws it straight down, and then there will be a bar where you fall.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it makes. I would definitely believe the objects in this level are set up to combo into each other. So if you ever find yourself in a weird sort of like you're in between all of the objects or whatever, it's probably because you've missed an earlier object as part of the sequence.
Mm.
That was a pretty good launch onto the wall.
Yeah, the second lap went pretty well for Zerfall, actually.
Ch0senLast grabs the green bar on the first go. It's interesting, you kind of hang a little bit in order to give yourself time to slap the next triangle to keep ascending.
Mm.
But it seems like you can hit it a lot sooner and really speed that section up. Yeah, I think Zerfall's starting to push it a little more.
Looks like Ch0senLast stream may have gone down.
I see commercial break in progress on my end.
Yeah, so do I.
Gonna get a look at the next level.
Okay, Ch0senLast is back.
On lap 2.
This level in the campaign, you need to be absolutely perfect. It's very unforgiving.
Oh, there's a flying guy. Missed the first one, caught another one further down, which I think prevented a faceplant.
Oh wow, that's wild.
Oh.
I'm not sure what's happening there, but
I think you can just run along the top. Zerfall jumps
Ah,
over. I think you can also slide under on the right side that time. Haven't seen Ch0senLast using the triangles to ascend.
yeah, I think Zerfall has a much better understanding of the game mechanics. Not by any fault of Ch0senLast, right? This is a blind race. You're not going to know everything. You're going to know basically nothing going into the game. I think it's just a matter of maybe Zerfall experimented a little more. What inputs do what interactions can I find?
Yeah, and it can be that can be tied to having better reactions to all this stuff that's happening, because that means you're going to be interacting with more things and learning more about how they work and when they're good. And
Ch0senLast face planting twice in a row.
Zerfall ends up on the top path on lap 3. Oh, but okay, catches the wall. I don't know what happened there. Turned around at some point.
Yeah, I'm still confused about how the whole backwards movement thing works. Just like it just seems to happen sometimes.
Yeah. Well, Ch0senLast is smart to be using their boosts on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
but wouldn't have to use them there if they were using those triangles. So there's the fully one whole course apart at this point.
Pretty much exactly, actually.
The text on one side is like scrolling perfectly onto the others, like the background.
Yeah, that was pretty incredible, actually.
Yeah, I think this might be the last course for Zerfall. Oh, let off the run button a little bit.
It happens. They've been doing very, very well so far.
I think there are 2 more courses.
I mean, out of all of us, you probably know the best. Although I guess Myth, you've played this as well before.
Yeah. It was a while ago.
Whoa! Whoa!
Sometimes you see those blue poles in the middle of nowhere, and it's really good to hit them because they give you a huge speed boost. There was one in the start of the previous course too.
Ch0senLast runs face first into these little square guys. I don't know what they are. They kind of look like grocery bags with legs.
Really do. Yeah, Zerfall is absolutely destroying this level.
He's really starting to get a feel for it. Wow, so as you catch more and more poles, the speed boosts start to like stack up, and the rate at which you need to be grabbing them increases, and Zerfall kept pace with it all the way up the stairs. I remember specifically not being able to adjust to the increase in rate at which you need to be pressing the button.
Yeah.
But Zerfall just nailed it. I think both players have forgotten the slide exists. I don't know exactly what it's good for. In general.
It's pretty much only for not slipping on ice and for that section.
Okay. Here we go again with these poles. Up, 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 up.
Up, up.
Oh, and gets the double grab on those 2 poles. They missed the second one last time. It's one thing to not have the reaction time, but you can remember from your previous lap and keep that in mind as you go. And that's not easy. These courses are pretty wild and pretty samey. So I've been impressed with Zerfall's ability to learn from the previous laps and apply that on the next one. Ch0senLast in a pit with little spiders.
Well, almost exact. Again.
Yeah. Oh, right, yes. There's one more. It's like an honest racetrack. Well, at least one more. Yes, this is it.
This
This seems to be the last one, yeah.
So I'm going to say it's going to be very, very difficult for Ch0senLast to come back at this point.
Mm-hmm. Looked like there was an extra super bouncy pad at the edge. Oh, the slide.
Oh,
there it
slide.
is.
Remembers what the slide input is now.
That super bouncy saves a lot of time because you don't need to go down and then up. You just go flying up.
Mm. Yeah, that makes sense to me. And there it is. Yep. Okay.
Demonstrates it.
Those down arrows. I'm like, down? What do you mean down? I don't know. Whack.
That was actually, despite a couple of mistakes, that was a clean lap by Zerfall. So at this point, I'm pretty sure it's a done deal.
Yeah, I think the previous level's longer than this one, too.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Ch0senLast, doing pretty well on that ascending stair sequence as well. It's opting not to hit any of these pads on the straightaway. And I think that's it.
I think so.
We had a couple finishes, Maurice, Socrates, Vittoral, but Zerfall, 27:46 is the time going to be winning their first mystery tournament match.
Yeah, raced really well, run the courses between the laps.
Sorry?
I just said that raced really well and learned the courses between the laps, which is important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very impressed with Zerfall's performance. Like, even if the first lap wasn't very good for them, they just course corrected very, very quickly and understood where and when, like, the important points were of the tracks.
So Ch0senLast gets 40 seconds because they were slow to get started for one reason or another. Not sure what happened. Might have been some sort of technical difficulties, which is a lot of seconds, especially in a racing game like this. But I don't think it's enough to make up the difference. In fact, we're already past it. All right. Second to last course complete. The reception from all of the racers seems to be pretty positive so far.
Yeah, comment good game. Comment more like this, please. Amazing music. Good game.
Oh, the music in this final chorus. I'm just hearing it now on my side. I had Ch0senLast audio the whole time. Well, that bounce pad over there.
Mm-hmm.
Zerfall found it, and it makes a pretty big difference.
Oh.
I can't tell if Ch0senLast found the slide button or if it pities you after you get hit a couple of times and rolls you through.
Well, we'll find out on the next lap, I suppose.
I don't know if I would have been gutsy enough to jump out to that pad and hit it. Plus I don't know, the reaction time. Cool. Slid, but didn't hold the slide long enough to get under, I think. Yeah, this was Zerfall's first match. Pretty good for your first time out.
Yeah, very good performance.
And there's the finish. Expecting the dot done.
Doesn't realize you're done.
Where are we going now? Is this the first course again?
It should be the first course, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll let him know. Oh, it's a 0, right? The first course was a while ago, and they're all pretty crazy. I don't know if I would have appreciated that I was replaying a stage. There they go. 32:30 is going to be the official time. If we were to do an official retime, it would be closer, I think, to a full minute, 31:20, something like that. Second loop would be interesting because I would forget absolutely everything about all the levels.
Yeah, same.
I see Ch0senLast waiting in the interview room. I've pulled them in. Hello.
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 Welcome, welcome. What do you think about Genkisou Tomarunner?
It was all right.
Sounds like it wasn't really your thing.
Not really.
It's
It's a
very
game.
unique. So, like, walk me through your thought process. Really, this is so unlike so many other games. So,
Not really. I'd say it basically plays like a racer with a few other elements. I took it as like a car racer game with
yeah,
shoulder buttons that was like your slide around the corners, except it was your arms grabbing poles.
I guess there are a lot of games where when you go right around a corner, you hold the right shoulder button. Maybe some racing game skills do transfer over in that way. But there's some wacky stuff like vaulting over stuff and grabbing poles and timing jumps off of them.
Yeah, I give it that. Freaked me out when we were going through the bathroom. I'm like, oh my god, yep, this is Japanese.
Then you just climb the wall and you're just out of there.
Yeah.
Talk to me about reaction time. Did you find you were able to react to stuff, or I know I wasn't on lap one when I played this.
To a point. It's just I wasn't jumping at enough time, and it took me late in the game to realize that there was a dash button to go up the walls.
Yeah, that's a really good way to use the dash too, because the walls are pretty slow.
Yeah. And then the first swimming section, I didn't realize you can swing your arms to go faster until we got to the beach.
Oh, that's what that was. We saw Zerfall speed up in the water at one point. It was like, whoa, okay, do more of that.
Yeah, you basically are swimming with your arms.
I mean, it makes sense. So if this wasn't your thing, what would be the kind of game you would want to pull for your next match?
Um, I'm more into, I guess, puzzle games.
Mm-hmm. There's
I'm
some of
not very
those.
good at any game either way, so it doesn't
Same.
matter. It just took me forever to understand the menuing on this game.
Yeah, I mean, lots of players had trouble during setup.
Then the whole X over to circle for Japanese always used circle, and it screwed me up there for a few times.
Yeah, classic.
Mhm.
Well, you did still pretty good. Like we've had this game in before in Mystery Tournament, and so there's a decent spread of times, and you're in the middle there too. So I think you did pretty good.
All right.
You're not out of it yet. You will go on down in the losers bracket. So best of luck on your next match, and thanks so much for coming to talk to us.
All right, no problem. Thank you.
That was Ch0senLast. Zerfall's chatting in the chat. I don't know if they would like to come in and talk on air, but they're welcome to do that. While that either does or doesn't happen, I guess we can go ahead and show the upcoming matches because there is none more for tonight in 14 hours, which is I mean, it's 12 p.m. Eastern time. You can convert that as you need to. We will have Tapioca versus Bacon Man 12, which is either a winners 2 or winners 3 match. For some reason, it's unclear. I don't know why. But I don't know. I think that could be a pretty good match. Maurice is playing Moritz, which is we've been joking about how that happened in the brackets. Right afterwards, the Gons versus Phantom Matt and Marshmaster versus Arius, a double match. So lots of stuff happening tomorrow afternoon, Eastern time. You know, maybe time your lunch break appropriately if necessary. Maybe you've got time off for the holidays. I don't know. Either way, we hope to see you then. Come on back for more Mystery Tournament 17 here on Mystery Funhouse.
Thanks everyone. Bye.